We're gonna bury him in some shit creek, and we're gonna bury him there, and we're gonna pick off all his little goons.
Oh, my mic's on, by the way. So great
Sure,
job.
we'll do that, I guess.
Do not put that on the record, by the way.
All
That part's gonna get cut out. I'm not gonna get canceled.
Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, thank you guys for buying this tape. This tape has no sponsors. This episode has no sponsors. It is a secret episode, and you are making it possible to make these episodes come out on time. Second of all, I don't think you're fucking ready for this one. I honestly do not think you're fucking ready for this one. From confessions to arguments about the contract to people rushing the studio and beating up our guests while the microphones were live. Just hold on tight and hit the intro. Bobby, Carmine, welcome to the show, my friends.
Hey, it's good to be here.
Thank
good to be
you for
here.
having us. Amazing.
Starting with Bobby, you know, it's tradition around here to try and get the audience to really know the guests that we have on. We say the best way to do that is for you to introduce yourself to the listeners of Papstalk. So, you know, starting with Bobby, who are you?
Well, who am I? That's a great question. Thank you so much for asking. I'm an entrepreneur, a real estate mogul, a stockbroker, a billionaire. What else can I say? I'm an engineer. I've crafted many things. Famous actor, a jack of all trades, the modern day Michelangelo, some might say. Born and raised in Los Santos.
Amazing.
Bobby's a little humble. He left a few things out of his repertoire belt. Yeah, well, tell him about your business, Bobby. Tell about that profitable business you run, okay? And remember, your wife is going to watch this. Yeah, tell him. Let the people know what you do to make money, Bobby.
I run a very successful phone sex line.
It makes a lot of money, huh?
It makes millions of dollars. All legal. Wow. It's all taxed income. Phone sex, by the way. A very good line. If you're ever feeling horny and you need a quick release, you don't want to see them face to face, give me a call.
Paps, would you be okay if we could demo what this looks like? I'm curious. I think the people are too.
I would absolutely love to.
Is my bail officer gonna see? It's just in, guys. We just got a phone. We just got a call.
Here we go.
This is the Gamer Girl hotline. You're speaking to a nice gamer girl.
Can you do that thing for me? It's been a while.
Ooh, woo.
Who's your Discord moderator?
Yeah, you can be my Discord moderator, and we can play Valorant. I'm in my diva cosplay from Overwatch.
Who's my little kitten?
Oh, I'm your little kitten. That's me. I can do whatever. I got one of those mouse pads that have the little booby, you know, like the anime booby mouse pads. That's what I have on.
I got one too.
Oh, you got one too?
Hey, you playing Valorant today?
Yeah, I'm playing Valorant right now, just thinking about you.
You want me to carry you?
I'm gonna carry you, sweetie.
And scene!
Incredible. Absolutely. A $1 million scene right there. That alone can show the audience exactly the weight behind that business. Carmine, we haven't forgotten about you. I'd love for you to introduce yourself to the listeners of Papstalk as well. So Carmine, tell us a little bit. Who are you?
My name is Carmine Castelo. I used to be a police officer. Now I'm a guy who reads documents for my friend Bobby here because he agrees to things that he knows nothing about. I'm his handler, and I was attacked by the cops brutally. And
he gives me back massages.
Oh.
I guess I do that too.
And he's paid less than a dime.
Pretty much.
That is a pretty interesting relationship. I mean, you guys seem to know each other on a fairly deep level. For you, Bobby, to trust Carmine like that, and for Carmine to give you his time and his knowledge. How did this start? How did this relationship start? Give us a little bit of background on that.
I took him in. Bobby here's a stray dog. He was a puppy. He had like fleas and everything. He had nothing. He was a broke joke. Flea-bitten drifter would be an understatement to the state I found him in. He came into the Department of Corrections when I worked there. I used to work as a guard, and he asked for a job. And next thing you know, he's here. He wouldn't be the man he is today without me. In a way, I made him. Ain't that right, Bobby? I fucking made you, dirty bitch.
Yeah, I'd probably be like maybe a tiny bit more respectable. But yeah, it's a tale as old as time.
Mr. Paps, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Out of the two of us, which one would you say is more likable?
Which one? The real estate moguls, such as my
the alleged terrorist, or the guy who
I have
trying to
a
make a
loving
living,
wife.
9 to 5?
You know, his wife hates him.
You know, to answer that question, this is exactly why we're sitting down and having this conversation. I'm starting to get to know you guys a little better, and maybe I can make a call at the end of the show. But as of now, I'm very curious about both of your lives. We'll dive a little deeper into that stuff. You did mention alleged terrorist there. What can we talk about when it comes to that?
Well, Mr. Paps, come on. There's veggies on the plate. Why are you skipping to the meat and potatoes? That can wait. We'll get to that at a later time.
Yeah, you don't want to dig into the dessert. You got to enjoy it.
Absolutely right. So we talked a little bit about you guys' relationship and the working relationship that you guys have. Carmine, I want to ask you a little bit about the more recent history here with everything that's been going on. How has it been since the war? Since the economy fucking crashed, everything kind of took a shit there for a little while. How has it been for you?
I remember going into all of this, I had a resolution of my that I made. I told myself 6 years onwards, I'd go back to Los Santos and I'd do everything in my power I could to change the image people had of me. Back in the day, they knew me as Carmine the crooked cop or Carmine the abusive guard. That's what I was before the market economy 6-year crash. I wanted to change that image. I wanted to be a likable, like Flanders from Simpsons, like top of the morning to you, neighbor. Bobby's ruined that for me.
What do you mean I ruined that for you?
Bobby's ruined that for me.
Carmine has ruined my image.
The 6 years meant you ruined my. Look at you. You have horns on your face. You've ruined me.
I got those in prison. Carmine? How many times did you visit me when I was locked up for 5 years?
Oh, that's a good question.
How many times, Carmine?
I visited him almost every day I could.
Almost every day you could? Well, I was in there. I couldn't even see my wife, Carmine. Jesus. My wife thinks that I'm dead.
We're going to be on the TV, right? And you're crying like this. Embarrassing.
Well, it's not TV. It's on audio tapes. But yeah.
You know what? To add on to that, what did I do before these 6 years? And what have I done recently? Before the war, for your information, I was actually a general at the Sanguine War. I was a general. I led people into battle. I saw a lot of men die that day. I remember it like it was yesterday. Carmine, you remember the war? I was a general.
The war?
The war.
The Sanguine War. Were any of you present for the war? Were you there? Were you around, Mr. Paps, for that?
I was not, no.
Carmine, I think we need to spare him the day. I don't want him to get traumatized, Carmine. You know everything that we saw there, all the death and destruction.
Yeah, we killed a lot of Sanguinians, and they had it coming. It's what they get for producing weapons of minor destruction.
I remember that one that we handcuffed and then we shot him in the head.
Yeah, because in warfare that's legal. Okay, you can do that.
and then like we had that one that had a family of 5 and we shot him too.
Jesus, I almost forgot about that one.
Oh, you forgot? I remember the one that we ran over with the tank.
Oh God,
Jesus.
But guys, this is war. I mean, our me and Carmine's platoon that we had, we're the only ones who survived. Everyone else was slaughtered.
Quite the riveting time.
No, I was the man who actually took down Jaeger. I was the man. I walked in there all alone, and I busted down doors, and I took down Jaeger. Took him out myself.
Didn't that other guy in our platoon who also survived, Tommy Plymouth, whatever his name was, didn't he write a book saying he did it?
That's a lie, because I did it.
Mine was dark. The sun was who? How do you know you were the one that did it? I'm gonna go out on a gamble and say it was Tommy, okay? Because Tommy was the shooter.
I'm gonna go out on a gamble and say you did nothing at that work, Carmine. I did most of the work, okay?
Well, I shot Mr. K in tunnels a long time ago, so I have that under my belt.
You shot Mr. K in a tunnel?
Yes, I did that.
Oh, I remember that.
Legally, he was an enemy combatant. I want to preface all these actions that we're going over. They were all sanctioned by the state, by military law. Allowed us to do all these things. We have no blood on our hands. The blood is on Uncle Sam's hands. We may have pulled the trigger, but he ordered us.
Yeah, that bomb that we put on the civilian and then blew up into smithereens and taken out a lot of innocent people. But this is the cost of war.
First of all, words matter. It wasn't a civilian. It was a combat medic. She knew what she signed up for.
She knew that she would never see her family again.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Well, that's us, Paps. That's us.
Take me back in time a little bit. Before all this brutality, before this bloodshed, before you saw all the things, what was life like before all of this?
A simpler time where I was called, oh, you're that guy that Carmine, you're that guy that always hangs out with Carmine. You're not Bobby. You're the guy that Carmine always hangs out with.
Yeah, I remember. Carmine's friend. Carmine's bitch. Carmine's dog.
No other name. No other name. Just, not even Bobby. Just Carmine's
now you're Bobby the terrorist.
Allegedly.
Now you made a name for yourself, Bobby. You made a name for yourself now because you're Bobby the terrorist, Bobby. Now you're not just Carmine's friend, you're Bobby the terrorist. Before the whole Sanguinian stuff, the streets were peaceful. You know, you put criminals going 120. You put them in for 24-hour halts. They'd cry about it. You laugh about it. It was era cops. You know, Los Santos was a PD state. That's what it was. And it was beautiful. It was beautiful. Amazing. Especially when you were on the right team. Imagine waking up every morning and a guy who thinks he's a shit, you get to walk up to him, mask mandate, slap your dick on his face, and take him to the slammer. I wish for those days to come back, to return to us. Now we're living in an age of Gomorrah, Sodom and Gomorrah. Is that Sodom and Gomorrah? That's a Bible thing, right?
That's where they like. That's where
people are walking around and they think cops are supposed to be their janitors. Like, what the hell is the matter with these folks? They're lucky. I haven't got my badge back, but I'm working on it. When I do, the era of plight from 6 years ago, the cop state that is in the past, I will bring it back. I will bring that period back.
But that's really interesting to me, Carmine, because you know, you're managing quote unquote here alleged terrorist, somebody that's been on the other side of the law, and yet here you are kind of reminiscing about the police state and wanting it to go back to that. How does that work for you?
You got a point. When I get my badge, I'm making sure justice is served. Let's leave it at that. Right now, I'm a civilian.
You know, my time as the commissioner, it was a beautiful time for Los Santos. An amazing time for Los Santos, actually. And I'm going to have that power back once I get this false charge, this phony imprisonment, the most rushed conviction that the state of Los Santos has ever done.
I wanna dive a little bit into that. You know, we had episode that's coming out Friday. The last episode we recorded was with Maximilian Thoroughbred, and your name did come up during that episode. What is your relationship with Mr. Thoroughbred?
What is my relationship with Mr. Thoroughbred? What can I say? The top 1% of the world, a rich man. I'm a civilian. He can do anything he wants. Nobody would question it. With the snap of his fingertips, he could kill someone's brother. The snap of a finger, he could do that. What's my relationship with? Well, I was accused of allegedly trying to assassinate. But he's my mayor now, and my supreme overlord. That's what he is to me.
Supreme overlord. It's definitely it has a lot of weight to it. The way you put it there.
Any day now, Paps, we're gonna let you know. Los Santos will be put under martial law.
Bobby left out a detail. You gonna make me tell him? Max is gonna cut his dick off.
Oh,
that's not true. Max is not going to cut my penis.
Yeah, what he said he's gonna cut Bobby's dick off for the one reason, so Bobby could give him unadulterated, unpoisoned wisdom, so he can bestow wisdom upon him. He wants Bobby to be a member of his council. Good luck with that, Bobby. You know, Timo's the one who's gonna snip it, right?
What?
Yep, he told me.
Timo, he's not snipping that. He had his chance to in prison, okay? And he's not going to do it again because he enjoys it, Carmine.
My opinion on Max is simple, Mr. Paps. I believe that every bad man will have his day, but retribution will come to him swiftly. So if you ever wronged anybody, just know your days are numbered. Your days are numbered.
Let's just say if another terrorist attack was to happen, it'd probably be used with explosives. I don't know, plastic explosive, maybe an IED, a car bomb, something like that.
Yeah,
which would probably do a lot more damage. But I'm just saying, if that was to happen, I'm not sure if it will. I'm just saying, but it might do a lot more damage.
And hey, if it does happen, and anybody asks who did it, or what did DJ Khaled say? God did.
God did.
God did. Retribution.
They didn't believe in us.
Now they do.
But you know, speaking of different forms of weapons, explosives, all that stuff. Another thing that did come up in that conversation with Maximilian,
meat and potatoes,
was a wrench.
Meat and potatoes, Mr. Paps. I told you. I'll let you know when we're ready to answer those type of questions. Okay. You keep angling for it, Mr. Paps. Why is that? Why do you keep angling? It's an ongoing case, right?
It's just
this is an ongoing case, and who knows? This building might get blown up here soon.
Oh God.
Oh, I withdraw that.
I have a question, Mr. Paps. You know what?
Yes,
I feel like this is a perfect time to ask it. Mr. Paps, when we walked in here, you remember what you said to us? You remember?
Yeah.
For the cameras, you mind saying what you said to us? Let the people hear what you said to us.
That anything we say on this podcast is not admissible as evidence. Everything is alleged, and there's a statute of limitations to anything we say. Is what we were talking about.
Oh, and you said you spoke to a couple of cops and judges, and they signed off on it, saying that none of this would.
Yeah,
they said
absolutely.
that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You gave me your word that is what's happening here.
100%. That is exactly.
Listen here, Buster. Listen here, Buster. I read your fucking contract, Paps. I know what you got going on here. You have an entire section right at the bottom that says, in case of use for evidence or some shit, where you say that there's a possibility that this footage would be used for. Did you bring Mike Klein here to sink him, you fucking Weasley Papas?
No, not at all.
Of shit.
Not even a little bit. No, that part.
Does you hate candy floss? Be honest.
No, calm down. Let me explain.
I'm about to smash the cameras. I'm about to smash everything up in this bitch.
They're rented. Please don't. We don't have insurance on them. But I'll explain that part. They explained it to me because I'm a dumbass. I didn't understand the contract, but they explained it to me.
The contributor acknowledges that any statements made during the recording may be self-incriminatory and used as evidence by law enforcement. It literally says it in the contract.
William,
you didn't read your own contract?
Hey, how about we take a quick break, huh, guys?
Take a quick
break.
What
the hell you got going on here, fellas?
Is he working for the cops?
You trying to stick it to us?
No, not at all. No. So actually, we did talk to.
There's a lot of things that I don't understand.
Okay, get rid of that motherfucker. You agree to this thing. What's going on here? I don't know. I didn't read the contract. Why did you not read the? A lawyer wrote it, and he knew what we needed. Why did you not read the contract? What the fuck, Johnny?
5, 4, 3, 2, and.
So picking up from where we left off, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bob Charles, we're talking about a bunch of injustices happening from around the city. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, what can I say? The ex-commissioner, the ex-warden, ex-employee that served his country in the Sanguinian War, being treated like a second-class citizen, being arrested on a bogus charge, a rushed investigation, manipulation the police did to a clinically insane man to try and get a confession.
Bobby, you can tell him that you did it.
No, Carmine, like I'm talking about how Tibou's clinically insane.
I know, but we're not talking.
I allegedly did not do it. You
don't need to say allegedly.
No,
my friend Bobby Charles orchestrated the attempted murder of Maximilian, and it was politically motivated, and we did it for Russia. I was involved.
All right, here's the meat and potatoes. Here it is.
We had several plans. We had the cyanide pill option, but we couldn't get close enough to give him a drink with the cyanide in it.
You remember the exploding cigar?
Yeah, we tried the exploding cigar. You know, the CIA did that to the leader of Cuba. Was it Cuba?
What the?
Oh, God.
You think you're gonna marry my sister and then two-time her with Moreg?
Carla,
we're on camera, Carla.
You think I give a fuck that you're on camera?
Jesus, Carla. How much
you're gonna cheat on my sister with that old egg?
Get for the camera.
Get him, Carla.
You
Twist his dick, Carla.
Fuck you, boy.
Oh, my God.
You want to know something, Carla?
What?
Carla, you want to know something? Carla, you son of a bitch!
Get him, Carla! You asshole!
Go! Carla!
Cut the cameras, Will. Cut the cameras. Cut the cameras.
We're experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by for more Paps Talk.
All right, Papstalk special episode, take 3, running in 5, 4, 3, 2.
All right, now we are joined by Carla, and forgive me if I pronounce this wrong.
Don't ever say my last name publicly.
Oh, we can bleep that.
It's just Carla, like Madonna.
Oh, just okay. We are now joined by Carla. Carla, how's it going?
Oh, it's going wonderful. I just found out my brother-in-law, he is a 2-timing cheater.
Mm-hmm.
The listeners won't know the depth of exactly what went down, but if you were to describe it in a couple of words, what just happened before we had to cut the tape there?
I left the hospital after getting treatment, feeling all sorts of whack. Because while I was in the bed, I was told by a friendly doctor that one Mr. Bobby Charles was cheating on my sister Ramona. I'll spare the name of the whore that's fucking him. But suffice it to say, I was seeing red. I came in guns blazing, and I taught his ass a lesson.
As you should, Queen, as you should.
All right, Carmine, why are you taking Carla's side?
Because you're a cheating dog, Bobby.
Wait, how am I
have to spend all day with you when I see you throwing yourself at anything that has a heartbeat. And frankly, if I was Carla, I'd probably want your ass in a casket too.
I mean,
I
really,
wonder why she
Carmine?
hasn't just killed you yet. I would have killed you. I would have put you in a body bag.
So what is this? You know, am I the one who's getting ganged up on here right now? Okay.
I mean, you're definitely getting gang banged on.
You tell him,
Carla,
he's throwing himself at anything with a hot beat or with hard meat.
Oh.
Period.
Okay, Carla,
Keep this man away from the butcher. God damn.
Carla, what I did in prison is nobody else's concern except my own. You know, I was locked up in there for 5 years. What else was I going to do?
Play with yourself. You ever heard of an imagination?
Carla,
you could have dreamt of my sister. How about that?
Well, I'm
you
sure
could have
that
made
I
it.
did it. I haven't seen Ramona in over 5 years.
But guess why you couldn't see her? Because she thought you're dead. Because you faked your own death.
He did, Carla. I was there. He put me up to it, Carla. He did that shit. He told me it was so he could get away from Ramona, and you go to this one of the fucking Cape Islands
to get away
from
my sister, but you're so in love with her. Which is it, Bobby?
I can't be a party to this anymore. I cannot live my life as a devout Catholic knowing that a man I consider my friend is slandering his wife's name, fucking anything they can walk. You tell her what you said to Lollipop while I was listening.
You know, I'm gonna go ahead and put this out of the way. I only love one person, and that's Ramona, my beautiful wife. Okay, I don't love anybody else. Yes.
Oh, really? You don't love nobody else?
No.
You stand by that? You know this is gonna be televised for everybody here, right?
It's just a sex line.
This is the gamer girl sex line. You've reached the gamer girl.
I was thinking about you.
And I was thinking about you, sweetie, in my diva cosplay with my little kitty ear headphones.
Yeah, I love you, right?
Oh, you love me? Well, how about we come play some
Say it
Valorant
back.
together?
Say it back.
I love
Say
you.
it, but...
And there you have it, folks. The man's a cheat and a liar.
What the hell was that?
This was the second time we've experienced the hotline there.
That's what I'm saying, Carla. Everywhere he goes, everything goes back to him and cheating.
You're a damn nympho.
What?
A nymphomaniac. A pervert.
Carla, what I did in prison is no one else's concern except between me and Timo. He was my prison bitch, and that's all that it was. Nothing else.
I refuse to believe you were topping. Above all, that's the one I really can't get behind. Because I can't see you getting behind Timo.
You can ask Timo about it, okay?
I'm just going to say it. Some people deserve to die alone. I remember when you guys approached me about this whole wedding thing. I knew it was a car crash waiting to happen. Bobby should be alone. He should be miserable. If you guys let me talk at that fucking wedding, I would have told you guys as much. But no, you kicked me out and you beat my ass.
Okay,
Now look,
Sister
now
was in love.
Carmine, doesn't your wife want to divorce you? Okay, at least my wife loves me, Carmine.
This isn't about me. Today's about you.
Wait,
this is your podcast.
No, let's circle back. You're getting divorced.
I'm not. I don't know what he's talking about.
You guys mentioned a couple of times at different points this wrench. There seems to be a common thread here with using a wrench.
Oh, here we go. Are you going back to the whole Max getting wrenched in the fucking head like the dog he is? Max had it coming, and Bobby meant to do that shit. And if we could have chosen, yeah, I was involved.
Carmine was the mastermind of the whole operation.
Just ask us, Mr. Paps. Ask us what you want to know about it. We'll tell you everything.
Sorry, I think there's a phone.
What is that?
Bobby, do not disturb, not just vibrate.
Jesus, Bobby.
Hold up. Timo's calling me again. He said,
Timo's hitting you up on that app.
Oh my God.
He said, let me have. Timo said,
let me have that Bob pussy. I knew you were bottom. I just read the message over your shoulder.
Timo just said, let me have that Kentucky Colonel tonight. You can ask Timo about this, okay? Me and Timo, we switched out every Monday, and there was only one Monday in prison.
Sorry, back to what you were saying after Bobby's phone so rudely started vibrating.
I kind of
about a wrench.
Yeah. No, I just wanted to dive back into a thread of using a wrench, generally speaking. But I think the guys kind of cleared it up. There was a wrench involved. You guys wanted to go after Max Thoroughbred, and that's what kind of led to everything that went down that day.
We wanted to change his name legally from Max Thoroughbred to Max Thoroughdead.
I kind of want to know everybody's plans for the near future. Where do we go from here?
Well, I think that we should divulge this sloppy investigation and this alleged terrorist attack that, by definition, Carmine, how about you talk about that?
So I'll say this, okay? My future plans are pretty simple. I mean, inevitably, when we try to, get the guy again, we'll get him eventually. When we do get him, we'll get rid of him, okay? We're gonna bury him in some shit creek and call it Max Mountain, Max Shit Heap Mountain, and then we're gonna bury him there, and we're gonna pick off all his little goons, and we're gonna pick them all off. We're gonna get Juno, all right? We're gonna get Panny. We're gonna get Bricket. We're gonna Brick's ass, okay? We're gonna get all the motherfuckers, all of them,
and then Chain Gang.
Yeah, then we're gonna get Mr. K because he killed Bash, okay, with his goons. He killed Bash with his goons, and then we're gonna get Robbie too. He killed Bash too. Some guy named Miguel too. He's Chain Gang. He killed my boy Bash too. And then who else do I want to kill? Then I'm just gonna,
figuratively speaking, of course,
I'm just gonna run around Legion Square butt ass naked like that guy who did the Coney 2012 thing. Because what else is there to do after that? Once you've achieved your dreams, like, what's the point? Just running around naked in the middle of the street.
Well, I know what I'm going to do.
Call it Carmine Castelo 2024.
After I beat this charge, I'm going to run my own department at the precinct. I'm gonna open up the department called the Bolingbrook Police Department. I'm gonna run the department. Gonna be the commander.
Do you like living in my shadow or something? That was my thing. Stop taking my thing, asshole. Just be a glorified hooker. That's what you are. Just be that. Just be that, Bobby.
Bolingbrook Police Department? Yeah, Carmine, listen, I don't know what you're talking about. You know what I'm telling you? I'm going to be the warden. Going to be the warden of the prison. Boom.
Okay.
Warden of the prison?
Yeah.
I'm going to continue my search for my sixth husband. Mm-hmm. If there are any rich and powerful men
clearly
out...
somebody's not a...
Shut
clearly
the fuck
somebody...
We're experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by for more Paps Talk.
If there are any rich and powerful men out there looking for a beautiful Italian stallion, give Carla a call. You can find me in the yellow pages.
Wait, stallions have dicks.
You've heard of Megan Thee Stallion?
That is true.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I plan on having zero involvement with any of the aforementioned plans of Bobby Charles and Carmine Castelo.
No, Carla, you're the ringleader.
No, the fuck I'm not.
You want to know something? At the end of this, Carmine, we're going to have a fucking warrant for racketeering, by the way. I want you to know that, Carmine.
At the end of because of this show? No, nothing from the show. What an incredible dive into this dynamic, you guys. I feel like not only have the listeners gotten to know you guys better, but also gone on an insane journey, a roller coaster of emotions that I don't think a lot of people can ever experience.
When you live, you live. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just so this episode doesn't run 3 hours, because there was a whole other episode recorded before you came, Carla. We're gonna have to start wrapping things up, but I do want to ask you guys, based on your experience, if you were to give somebody a piece of advice, anybody from Los Santos, anybody from San Andreas, the people that are listening to this right now, what would your piece of advice be? Starting with Carla.
I would say, do not sleep with Bobby Charles unless you're interested in becoming patient zero for antibacterial resistant super chlamydia.
It's good advice.
I got the vaccine, Carla.
Oh?
You can't get vaccinated for a bacteria.
I'm patient zero.
Oh, great. So, patient zero, super chlamydia. You heard it here first. Antibiotic resistant.
My one advice to the people watching this is that if you ever want to do a job, like for example, kill the mayor, God damn it, do it right. Do it right, so if you do time for it, at least it was worth it. Don't be a dumbass, half-assing son of a bitch who does a job but doesn't do it right, so now you're looking at the same amount of time for the same crime, but the guy's still alive. You know? But hey, that's just me.
And Bobby, your advice to anybody that's listening to this.
My advice is, if you're going to do terrorism and you tell the person that you hang out with a lot that you're going to do terrorism, you expect him to be around on that day to help with the terrorism, but he just doesn't show up.
I got some more advice.
What?
If you were planning on doing terrorism, maybe it shouldn't be a spur of the moment thing where you just think about it for 5 minutes and then decide to do it and commit to it and then wonder why nobody's there to help you out because it was a fucking spur. Dumbass!
Okay, well,
that's my advice.
Well, if you do terrorism, make sure that you don't do it with a dumbass who, cough, cough, not going to name any names, who goes in the interrogation room and fucking spills out everything, and you were originally only facing a misdemeanor for conspiracy because you wasn't the man who did it, and then the guy spouts off everything, the entire truth, how he did it, why he did it, who he did it with, people that were involved, named every name in the book, and then you actually get charged with alleged terrorism.
I got some more advice. Sorry, so much advice. If you're gonna commit terrorism, don't fucking do it with the guy who tried to kill his right-hand man, because that's just dumb as fuck, okay? You're setting yourself up for disaster, but hey, that's just me.
All good advice.
Hit the outro.
Hit the outro.
Hit the outro.
Hit the outro.